everyone. Welcome in. This is for a tarot reading for all signs. For this new moon that's coming up on April 27th, I believe, 2025. Give or take a day, depending what time zone you're in. Might show up a day early or a day late. We're just waiting for people to enter the room, and then we'll get into the astrology bit. You know, I gotta admit, you guys, I've been doing tarot for myself less and less. It's been kind of weird, not used to it. But I tend to be more grounded in nature in the spring, summertime. But tarot has been like useful for me to like utilize as far as like using my hands. And just like keeping my hands busy, I guess you could say. Similar to like knitting and crocheting. I guess I'm just an old woman. Most people in my time zone, if you're in Washington, you might not be home yet unless you have like a flexible schedule or you work from home or for yourself, which to be honest, a good majority of the people that find me, that is kind of the gig that they're on lately. Almost happy birthday, Taurus. My oldest son is a Taurus. His birthday's coming up, and it's going to be the big 16, you guys. I can't believe I have a 16-year-old. I'm very proud, though. Like, it just amazes me, the kind of person that he's grown up to be so far already. No complaints whatsoever. Really proud of him. A great contribution of honest, positive energy towards the divine masculine collective, right? All right, it's been a few minutes in, and I'm just going to shuffle while we go through the astrology forecast. Hi. So, you ready, you guys? Let's do this. This new moon marks a significant shift as we emerge from the transformative eclipse season. With no major planets in retrograde, the cosmic energy supports forward momentum and the initiation of new endeavors. Taurus, an earth sign ruled by Venus, emphasizes themes of security, sensuality, and material comfort. This lunation encourages us to focus on what truly nourishes us and to build foundations that support long-term growth. Hey, Joy. Hey, Elise. I don't think I'm saying that right. Any Tauruses here? I keep feeling like I'm yelling. Let me know how the sound is. So, some key transit aspects are the moon square Mars, Taurus, Leo. This aspect may stir feelings of restlessness or impulsivity. It's essential to channel this energy constructively, perhaps through physical activity or creative pursuits to avoid unnecessary conflicts. The next one is Moon Square Pluto, Taurus to Aquarius. Deep-seated emotions and power dynamics might surface. Use this time for introspection and release patterns that no longer serve your highest good. Oh, good to know. That's awesome. I like that. Themes we will be experiencing as a collective: financial planning. Taurus governs our relationship with money and possessions. Assess your financial goals and consider creating a budget or savings plan that aligns with your values. Self-worth and values. Reflect on what you value most. Are your actions and decisions in alignment with those values? This is an opportune time to reinforce your sense of self-worth. Physical well-being. Yes, very much so. That's been highlighted for me today. How about you guys? I'm not sure. It might be my bracelet that's like hitting the table. Let me know. I do have a dog, but she's not loud. She don't bark even. Physical well-being. Pay attention to your body's needs. Incorporate grounding practices such as yoga, nature walks, or mindful eating to connect with your physical self. I might change the volume or my tone. I just keep feeling like I'm yelling. 1 second, though. It is allergy season. Okay, and we're back. All right. I think we're almost done with this bit. Set intentions. Write down your goals related to stability, abundance, and self-worth. Be specific and focus on you wish to cultivate over the coming months. Create a vision board. Visual representations can be powerful motivators. Big believer in that. I don't know if you guys know, but I do this for my coaching members when they sign up for the intuitive coaching program, but I do like a wallpaper manifestation little thing that they can put on their phone or their laptop, whatever they look at the most. They could probably even print it out because I send it in PDF form. But I also have a few of those wallpapers on my phone for manifesting, and I do believe it works, you guys. If you visualize and if you read a lot about like law of attraction and manifesting, a lot of them suggest that visualizing that it's already yours and to be true. And if you take desire out of the equation when it comes to manifesting, you're just reaffirming that it's already yours. Makes sense? There's a key. Grounding and meditation. We already talked about that, right? I mean, that's very Taurus energy, nature, grounding, getting connected to the earth, back into your body. As much as we are spiritual beings having a human experience, our human bodies are just as important. I know recently, Miriam, my tarot mentor, was even talking about this, how we recently had a lot of solar flares. Have you guys caught that? Anyone catch those solar flare news? I know in my area in the Pacific Northwest, Washington, I think it was the News Tribune. It was like an online article that suggested that some people might be able to see the aurora. P.S. My dog's name is Aurora. And yes, it is because of the Northern Lights and because of Aurora. Yeah. I've actually... Well, no, I have seen pieces of the aurora, but never like full blown like what you see on Instagram photos. Nothing like that yet. I've seen like little hints of pink and purple and green a couple of times. But gosh, I wish I was in the wilderness more to experience like that kind of magical beauty. But it was just like, was it yesterday or a couple nights ago where they were saying that locals could probably see the aurora from like Tacoma, Seattle area. I was like, that's cool. I knew I wouldn't be able to though. But regardless, we do feel the energy when we have solar flares. And it does affect our body quite a bit. And it's almost like our spiritual beings are heightened in consciousness and our body has like physical symptoms where it takes us a while to catch up. Let me know if you guys are following. I can go deep into the rabbit hole about like this kind of stuff, you guys. And there's still like so much more to learn. So much. I'm even looking into getting like an extra spiritual mentor for myself. And it would be like more of a niche, like herbs, a medicine woman, something like that. That seems to speak to me very much so. You're a Cancer, Manuel. I'm not from Chicago. Or you're from Chicago. Aurora is cool. Last bit of this little astrology forecast. April 27th, new moon in Taurus offers a fertile ground for planting seeds of lasting value. By aligning with Taurus's steady and nurturing energy, you can cultivate a life that reflects your true desires and values. Embrace this time to build a solid foundation for your future. Now, something that I teach my coaching members and something that was taught to me as well is to get clear on your why. Why are you doing the things that you do? Are your actions aligning with what your heart is telling you? And do you know the difference between what your heart is saying, what your mind is saying, what your body is saying, what your trauma might be saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, try to siphon that out. And the best way to siphon it out, especially if you're someone like me that's in your head a lot, and I teach my clients to do this too, is to journal. Write it out. It's never good to stay in your head for too long. So if you're very much someone like that, I know I am. I'm very air and earth energy. So honestly, I'm always in my head 99% of the time, and it probably causes me a lot of issues, to be honest. So don't do what I do, but I've also found creative ways where I can get it out of my system. It's also great for manifesting, not just for the visualization aspect of it, but just the fact that, one, it's on paper and that you're keeping yourself accountable. And if you physically write it instead of type it, I prefer that. But I also understand, as someone that like struggles with like joint pain, that sometimes it's easier to type. I don't know, personal preference. I think writing something down gives more power, more magic, you could say. But that's my personal preference. How do you manifest is like the secret for the movie. Which food do you recommend, a secret or the Moses Code? There's actually a YouTube video that's like free, and it's like a movie, and it's called The Secret. There's also a book, an audio book that you can go check out, but that's like a free resource for you right there to figure out how to manifest. And it's actually a lot more simple. The video itself is kind of dramatic, to be honest. I kind of found the music background a little funny. And I also got the audio book, and it was kind of similar. Disregard my first message. How do you meditate? Is it like The Secret, the movie, the book, or do you recommend the Moses Code? I don't know if I'm familiar with what the Moses Code is. How do I meditate? That's a personal preference, but for me, I like guided meditation. I like anywhere from 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes. The longest I've meditated was probably 3 hours. And it was also mostly because I knocked out and fell asleep, which I consider that a win. Some people say that it's not considered real meditation unless you're awake, but you can kind of like feel kind of floaty, like in and out of like consciousness. I would say for me, it's better usually to have shorter, because it's more about me going back into my body. As far as like other things that I'm into that I don't like to do super often is like astral projecting, lucid dreaming, things like that. I'm a huge, and I believe like the things that I've read and studied is that it tends to be a woman thing. And it's definitely been true when looking at my woman ancestral lineage. The women always get the dreams. And that's always happened to me. I've always had visions, premonitions in my waking life and in my sleep. But I didn't really have too much waking premonitions until like my biggest awakening shift in 2020. I personally, mentally, you just have to be like in a very grounded space and like very, I guess, confident in your gifts to be able to explore something like that. It's not something I recommend for everyone. But if you are someone that dreams a lot and you notice that they end up happening, or you know that they mean something and that they're uncovering something subconsciously. I have a lot of those dreams all the time. I would say in the last 6 months, it's definitely upped its level. I like to dream interpret as well, but I'm like really big on exploring your gifts, but doubling the protection for sure. Get clear on your why and align your action. Journal, write it out, get out of your head, visualize more power, hold yourself accountable. See movie The Secret, the Moses Code, question mark. Thank you for basically creating a little summary for everyone. That's perfect. Well, since this is a Taurus new moon, I would guess that we should start on Taurus, right? That's only fair. Happy birthday, almost birthday, Taurus. My grandpa's birthday's right around the corner. He's right on the cusp. I have so many people in my life that are born on a cusp. Some people don't believe in cuspers, but I do. I definitely do. And it's weird that I always attract them. It is said that we hold some kind of like power being born on the cusp. Like you have key traits from like both zodiac signs. So I'm an Aquarius and a Pisces, and I would say sometimes I do show up as a Pisces, even in tarot. And that's when I'm like really in my emotional body. Now on the shadow side of things, it can be a little much. But yeah. My grandmother usually has dreams with the lottery number. Unfortunately, she has, is that Alzheimer's? Is that what it means? It's spelt different. I wonder how to my grandma with the actions of visualizing this of the stars. Please explain. I do dream a lot when I dream. My dreams seem so real. Ooh, interesting. Hey, Brandon. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to grab a pen and a paper because I forgot. I got to do timestamps. So 1635. Let's see. And we got to get this done at least within an hour and a half or my phone will probably die. Can you interpret my dream? I dreamed that my car was going backwards and I could not use the brakes. Ooh, I've had a lot of those. I've had a lot of those dreams ever since I was little. And it's alarming, isn't it? Well, my question to you, let me just coach you for a second. What do you feel when that's happening? That will tell you something. I already have like a line in my head of what that feels like. And it might show you of there's something in your life that's making you feel that way in your waking life. You're a June 21st Gemini Cancer. I know so many of those. I know so many of those. That's hilarious. That cracks me up. Okay, so we're going to go Taurus, Virgo, Cappy. We'll do Aqua, Gem, Libra. And we'll go Leo, Aries, Sag. And then Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. When you said that you have Cancer, do you mean power Cancer or the ill? I don't know what you're referring to. I have no idea. Are you talking about what Manuel said? I am on June 21st Gemini Cancer. That means he's in between the zodiac signs. Zodiac Gemini, Zodiac Cancer. In my case, I am a monkey. Oh, you're talking about like Chinese, what is that called? Why do I want to say horoscope? It's not horoscope. It's Chinese zodiac, right? We're in astrology. Although I am also the monkey. I'm not very super familiar with it, but I have like looked at it. Okay, we have an oracle deck. We're just going to use the Moonology. Very direct. Right, we like it direct. So, 1915 on Taurus. Man, I really got to stop yelling. I feel like I'm like echoing in my space. Okay, this is supposed to be ASMR. It's astrology too. I mean, technically, yeah. You know what I mean. Show me Taurus. What do they need to know about this new moon? What's coming up for them? Show me Taurus. Okay, the Emperor. The Two of Cups. The Three of Wands. The Page of Pentacles. Taurus, there's a decision that needs to be made about a relationship. And if you're already in a relationship, did I say that right? I feel like sorry, there's like power tools going on, and so I'm like a little distracted. Anyway, Taurus, if you're already in a relationship, this is about manifesting something within the relationship and having a conversation about how to move forward. This could be in something in regards to children as well. And this also is playing a part in a very intense transition in your life where you're trying to weigh out your personal happiness, things that make you fulfilled and happy. And this might have something to do with family, a pet, or a relationship specifically. It might be a Leo, or your children or pet or partner is a Leo, something like that. It might require relocation, and maybe it's something that you considered, but you were kind of waiting on something to happen externally. And so I'm hearing like real estate, moving, traveling, taking a look-see here, just taking a peek, driving in between streets that maybe you haven't looked at before. That's very specific. And I think you're going to get clear about the direction. There's also something about like something coming out about a friend group or a friend telling you a truth about something. That might be happening around the new moon for you. Okay, we got to move along to Virgo, 2135. Or my phone will die and I want to get them all done. Show me Virgo. What do they need to know for this new moon in Taurus? Show me Virgo. Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the High Priestess, the Chariot, the Ace of Cups. Okay, interesting. So, Virgo, you might get an inspiration to do something creative or travel or both. And it might start during this new moon energy and go into Cancer season. You're feeling intuitively pulled, and it's something that your guides want you to do. This is very much like, okay, very specific. So this might be in regards to someone that you care about and love. This could be a child. This could also be you, just you traveling for a little self-care, needing a break. And hey, Polly, 2150. I was like, I try to do shout outs as much as possible, if I can remember. And if you're worried about money, I think you're going to have an even balance about something. But I think you've been in this Four of Cups energy for a while, Virgo. Like in an apathetic space of like, what is the point? I always feel shorted. I'm channeling now. Like, Virgo, you're always like there for other people, so much so that it's created this Four of Cups for you. And so this little time to yourself, nurturing yourself, going on a trip, traveling, and if it's not even that, it's just like driving around, like singing, going to certain spots in nature or like places around your town where you feel like happy and fulfilled or peaceful and serene, things like that. That's really being highlighted right now. And if you've been like going through like a pretty hard change where there's been a misalignment in your relationships, or you've been going through legal things, tax things, government things that have been like really overwhelming and you're trying to push back. I'm even hearing like trying to push back against a system. This could be like something that you believe in, like with like medical law, city and state rules and regulations, that kind of thing. That's very specific, but as a Virgo moon, I could see how this resonates. And I think it's got you like so tired where you're always a person of service just naturally to where your guides are wanting you to do this for you, because there's something coming up where it's going to need your spark and passion and that fire. And right now you're not there yet. So this is very much like replenishing your energy, letting go of specific expectations of how you think something is going to play out. I feel like you're working on something. Like you might be like a coach or a mentor, or if it's not that, you just like really want to shine and provide in your work in a way that inspires other people, which is great. But I feel like sometimes at some point we lose sight of things and why we're doing the things that we're doing, and we don't realize that we're in that Four of Cups energy, and we're like, okay, I need to realign my boundaries, take a step back, reprioritize myself. And I think that's totally okay. And then eventually, you know, you have like this emotional fulfillment where you feel emotionally balanced. Virgo, I gave you a little bit of a long one because I love you. 2803 for Cappy. Oh, I haven't been doing oracle cards. Do we care? Let me know if you guys care. I got sucked into the tarot. I feel like the messages have been pretty direct, right? Show me Capricorn for this new moon in Taurus. Capricorn. Two of Wands, the Empress, the Judgment. Oh, tell me more. The Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Thanks, Polly. Ten of Wands, the Star in reverse. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is very much highlighting a relationship, maybe someone specifically. Like you look at this person as long-term potential, divine feminine, very creative, very abundant. Maybe she's a mother. Maybe you want her to be your child's mother. I don't know. But I feel like you have a lot of feelings for this person. However, I feel like you're losing hope, but it's coming from a mental place where you're ruminating too much and not taking enough action. There could also be a slight heart chakra blockage within you, and something that you can do to overcome that is to move your body. I don't know, I'm getting like walking through the park, not necessarily running or jogging, just for the sake of movement. I'm also getting like traveling around surroundings. Say you've lived in a place for a really long time and you're the native of that area. Going into streets and different locations that you necessarily wouldn't have before. Almost like a rediscovery of your old roots. I'm channeling a lot today. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's because of this. I swear to God, you guys, these crystal bracelets I got at my local apothecary shop. I used to be a reader there, and I love the shop owner, Katie, and I always ask her for recommendations, and she grabbed me a few of these. This one I picked out specifically because I was eyeballing it. This one's for protection. I always forget the names, you guys. I'm horrible with it. But I do like keep like the little notes that sometimes crystals come with. This one, it helps me channel clairvoyantly a lot. Every time I wear it. And so I love to wear it during live readings because it's amazing how much things are so much clearer when I'm doing cards, especially during lives. It's a struggle. But I feel like that's my message for you, Capricorn. Where are we? Did we 29? That can't be right, can it? Did I mess up your timestamp, Capricorn? I felt like I was rambling for a while. It had to be longer. I put Capricorn's timestamp at 28:03, and now it's like, what, almost 30 minutes? Did I mess up somewhere? I need protection. Yes. Where can I find one? Oh, I would Google or use whatever search engine that you personally use and look into mystic shop near me, crystal shop near me, apothecary shop near me. and you will find yourself some crystals. And I recommend, this is what I do, you go into a shop and whatever you intuitively feel pulled to, or if you keep going back and doing a double take on a specific crystal, that's the one you should choose, always. And if you look up what the crystal meaning is, you'll usually find that it's like spot on. All the time. Never fails. And that's how you pick out your crystals. Okay, Aqua 3022. Dude, I'm always yelling. I'm bad at ASMR. We're blessed to witness the channeling. Good advice on the crystals. Yeah, right? I don't know if, Polly, you have a certain way you pick them out. And I'm like a big researcher, but I like to research after I decide because like I said, I'm too much in my head. So 7-7, that's cool. 7 people in the room and 7 likes at the same time. I like that. Show me Aqua. We're getting too rambly now, you guys. Show me Aqua for the new moon in Taurus. Go in with 1 stone in mind, walk out with 13. Hey, I mean, splurge. Show me Aqua. Ooh, Ace of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. Show me more. Show me Aqua. Seven of Swords. There's another 7-7, you guys. I'm supposed to be following 7s, and this is an Aqua reading. Okay, King of Pentacles. What's up? I love that. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no dog sound. My dog is quiet. She not like that. 5 of Wands, the Moon, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords, and it kind of fell out funky. All right, Aquarius. So there is a relationship around you where there might be some hidden conflict, and it's definitely coming from like a subconscious level. That in the astrology bit that we were talking about earlier, it mentioned power struggles, and I'm definitely seeing that here. You and this person definitely mirror each other. You might both have like avoidant tendencies where you... And I don't think it's like intentionally harmful, but it is harming the connection or whatever is going on here. It looks like you and this person want to work it out or at least clear the air and really get to the bottom of whatever this is. I feel like there's a person around you that you love, you care about. You'd like things to grow and progress and move forward with this person. And yet there's this like little bit of energy here. Like all the other cards are great, which makes no sense. Oh, and it gets better as I keep digging. The Hierophant, the 3 of Wands, the 2 of Cups. What is this mess? Aquarius. I don't know. Apparently, this new moon, you might be letting go of an old way of doing things in relationship and just how you handle conflict, how you interact in groups and people that you love and care about. You're noticing something about yourself that's highlighting a shadow aspect, and this might be playing out in a connection as well. And now I'm hearing into me I see, which spells intimacy. Now, we can take our clothes off, right? But that's not true intimacy. Intimacy is not without truth and vulnerability. That keeps popping up in my algorithm as well. I don't know if you guys have seen memes about that, but this is definitely hitting home. And so, you know, it's normal and natural to have conflict in a relationship. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, take what resonates. But it's how we deal with the conflict and how we forgive and resolve. That's really what builds connection and intimacy and how you have long-term partnerships and relationships. And without that, like you're not going to get very far with the 7 of Swords. And I think you are seeing that about yourself. I think this person is seeing that about themselves. I think you're both seeing it within each other. And it's like really interesting. Like once you get over whatever this is, you're working out a significant amount of, I want to say like karmic debt, because you put yourself in a position of being the King of Pentacles while also attracting someone that mirrors that kind of energy, which is great when it comes to commitment, family, building a business, growing something financially, something tangible, and something that lasts. Now, I had a point I was going to make and then I lost it. Oh, okay. Yes. Karmic debt that you're working out. King of Pentacles is technically self-mastery. And so you and this person are kind of doing the spiritual work on an individual level and getting to this self-mastery point, which is amazing. Amazing. I love this reading for you. I usually am not a huge fan of new moons, but apparently I think Taurus season is going to be a big deal for you, Aquarius. I love that for us. Okay, moving along. Gemini 3615. I gotta like set myself an alarm of like when to stop. Gracias. Speaking truth. Yeah. Show me Gemini for this new moon and Taurus. Show me Gemini. The Star, the King of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Gem. Okay, Gemini, a very specific message. This feels like what the new moon is highlighting for you is that feeling of feeling unnoticed. And it feels very sad. Like there's a hidden grief that I think you need to look at. And where is that coming from? It does feel ego-based. It really does. I feel like maybe you had a change in like friend groups or people that you relate to. You might have a change when it comes to your religious and spiritual beliefs. I know as a Gemini rising, I definitely fit this bill, but I think you need to release the attachment that you have to whatever that is. Now, say you're a newbie witch and you've been a Christian or a Catholic for most of your life, and you're worried that it's going to contradict or leak into each other, or you fear that it makes you a bad person, or you fear that you won't be accepted or fit in. I think you need to get rid of that. And there was like a TikTok, I don't know what it was, but I've come across this message a few times. How the devil gets you is through your mind. It plays tricks on you in your head. For example, when you ruminate and you're constantly thinking a negative belief or a thought that's not even true, that's this guy. And that's when spirituality and religion even turns toxic. Is when you're like really overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something that you need to let go of, and it's putting you almost in a misalignment place. This feels like it might come from a childhood wound, and say you have a parental figure that you look up to and they hold a certain religious belief or whatever. Okay, this is a very specific message. It's almost like your religion you feel is connected to a specific person. Maybe it's a family member, a parent, something like that. And you feel like if you move forward to your new gifts or your new spiritual beliefs or whatever, that you feel like you're going to lose a connection to this person by pursuing that and really owning who you are and what you believe in. That's very specific. Let me know if this resonates. We're going to move along, though. That's your message, Gemini. 4003 for Libra. Oh, really? Okay, good to know. Yeah, I definitely relate to that. The last time I lived under the same roof with my grandparents, I definitely felt that way. Like, I was still going to church occasionally with my grandma, mostly just to make her happy, but like, I didn't want it to become an expectation, and it definitely did. And when it did, I just ended up stop doing that. But I've always bonded with my grandma over religion, like prayed together, went to healers, masses, church, and you know, had a lot of like milestone experiences where we're celebrating a wedding or grieving at a funeral. Like that's like a pretty big deal and bonding experience. But at the same time, like, she very much does not believe in what I do. I'm hoping someday, like, you know, she might broaden her horizons, but we ain't there yet. We can't ramble too far. We got to get into Libra. Let's say 4115. Sorry, Libra. Show me what Libra needs to know for this new moon. 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. That was quick. 8 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. This might be echoing the Capricorn and Aquarius read, to be honest. So check out your Sun, Moon, Rising placements for extra confirmation, extra messages. That sometimes happens. Got Page of Cups. It's a repeat, you guys. I love it. And then I don't love it. I'm like, give me extra messages. King of Swords. 9 of Wands and 6 of Swords. Libra. This new moon energy is also highlighting aspects of a shadow self that came from childhood that you need to work on. You've probably been betrayed and like cheated on, and you know, this could like, okay, this is a specific message. Say you grew up in a single parent household and you never had a father figure or a mother figure to really look up to and mirror you of what to expect in that phase in your life when you end up being a husband or a father. Therefore, you might have a little bit of like fear of commitment. And maybe you don't even look at yourself like that. Maybe like you're not even realizing how you might sabotage good connections or healthy connections. It might actually make you uncomfortable to be in healthy connections when it would actually best serve you to grow and evolve. And yet you keep picking the bad ones. And then there's regret. And then there's like that kind of energy going on. It's time to take a look at those patterns. And you might even have like a sudden realization of like how you might have harmed or hurt someone that loved you and you loved them. But because of whatever this is, I'm also hearing like you might be looking into like therapy or a doctor or a counselor or looking psychologically deeper into whatever this is. I think that's a good idea. I think you're going to find someone that's going to tell you like it is, give you the facts. It's feeling like mind scientific level. This person knows what they're talking about. I feel like they can see what you're avoiding. You might not love how this person presents the information, but it is most definitely honest, truthful, and facts. And that's the message they want to give you, I guess. There you go, Libra. 4436. We're getting some pretty good messages. Are you guys are you guys hearing that? That was Siri? I think it was Siri on my tablet. I don't ever use her, you guys. It kind of freaks me out, so that was weird. Moving on to Leo. Show me Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for this Taurus new moon. Hierophant, the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. One fell, 1 second. Three of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Eight of Wands. 1 second, Leo. Judgment. Libra is the 7th house in the Western Zodiac. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're hearing. Okay. There's a power tool going on. My neighbor is making something. I don't know. You thought it was a dog? Ugh. Yeah, I'd be concerned if that was an animal. I see your concern now and why you kept bringing it up. No, it's not an animal. Hopefully he will be done soon. We still got quite a bit of daylight left in Washington. The Hierophant, Judgment, Ten of Cups, Three of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. Wow, a lot of inner child stuff going on in this reading, you guys. Leo. This is really deep. Okay, so say you're a new parent, or you're a new parent to a child, a pet. You could also be an aunt or someone that looks up to you, older cousins, something like that. You're seeing like where family trauma has like been happening in your family generation, and it could have been something that was ignored or kind of swept under the rug as like not a big deal. Now you have like a different idea of the way you want to do things. I'm also hearing in-laws or like a boyfriend's mom, something like that. And if it's not that, it could be like just a mother figure that you look up to that's like your friend's mom. That's very specific. Anyway, you're kind of like seeing the difference within families, and you're wanting to cultivate something different, of something for yourself, something that's very committed based on your personal values, your priorities. It's very much highlighting family, harmony, and even like spiritual beliefs. Say you married someone that doesn't believe in LGBTQ, whatever, and their side of the family and the way they interact or they bring up that topic, it puts a bad taste in your mouth, and you're like, this is not for me. This is not something I want to teach my children. This is a very specific message. So take what resonates. But there's something like, I see that. I don't like that. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that going forward. That's being highlighted. And it is something that your guides are trying to get you to notice, like answer the call. And as soon as like you really ground and own what that is, you might be moving forward in a completely different way. Like you might be mirroring people where you're triggering them and they're like, oh, I didn't know it came out like that. I didn't know it looked like that. It's almost like you're giving people a taste of their own medicine, like the energy that they show up in. You give them a little taste and be like, do you like that? No, so stop acting like that. That's kind of hilarious, to be honest, Leo. Good for you. I think like you're meant to be like a whistleblower in some ways. And I think it's a beautiful energy, like, and it's not even that you're casting people out to the side, not at all. It's almost like you want to live in this more communal space, and you have some like wisdom and skill here in whatever that is. And maybe you don't look at it that way, but you are definitely the hierarchy in your family, and maybe that feels weird to you. I'm getting that like maybe you're in your late 20s to like early 40s and you're like, oh, that I'm the next generation that's going to be like putting in the footwork for this thing. Yeah, you really are. And I think you're making a huge difference. Definitely keep standing on those beliefs. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. That was 5007. Okay, that's what I got for you, Leo. Moving to Aries, 5018. Show me Aries. What does Aries need to know for this new moon in Taurus? I hope you're doing good. I've been thinking about you a lot, and also Miriam. We got the moon, Two of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Lovers, Seven of Wands, the High Priestess, the Six of Wands, the Three of Cups. Indecision is a decision, Aries. I don't know what that is. Be careful on being impulsive at this time, Aries. Okay, specific message. So, I don't think you realize how much you are deeply affected by the people you surround yourself with. And this might be people that you consider friends. And it's put you in this Four of Cups space where you're not even recognizing the blessings in your life, to be honest. This could also have something to do with the way you love. And maybe you're a little too reserved, too much nonchalant, too much focusing on your own needs and maybe not someone else's. Maybe because it makes you feel good, so you assume that they're feeling good too. And maybe, I don't know, this is very specific. So if this message is not for you, don't take it. But there is something here about reacting impulsively to a message. And it's coming from a subconscious behavior where you get a little bit overly defensive and in your ego. I'm also getting like maybe you fought with a partner about a friend group. And if it's not that, maybe your friend group is affecting the way that you pick your partners or even having a long-term relationship, something like that. Now, there is something about wanting, different storylines. One thing I'm hearing is that you very much appreciate having a brotherhood. Then I have another message of you really want a sisterhood, and maybe you've never had that. Say you've been an only child or you never had a sister sibling, something like that. And I feel like you want that, but there's an inner child's wound where you felt like you couldn't get accepted. And so sometimes you take breadcrumbs or small offers, or sometimes you yourself give small offers because you really don't know what equal give and take is in a relationship. I'm telling you, you guys, it's these bracelets. I don't know where these messages come from. That is so specific. Each one like had something completely different. That's not, I mean, there was like repetitive themes in the cards, but still like I would say pretty much every sign so far has had completely different separate messages. Might leak into the same storyline, but I'm like, wow, really? 54-15 for Sag. Considering how much I can talk in like a short amount of time when I'm like really rambling and I'm clear, I feel like that's a good amount of time, right? You guys tell me. I don't understand how some readers can go live for 3 hours. I've seen one where it was like 4 hours and I'm like, girl. And she posts like multiple times a day. That's impressive. Like, her dedication is kind of out of this world. I aspire to do that. Right now, I don't know. I'm lucky and happy if I can just make it once a week. Now, when I do shorts, those are long video recording and editing days. But I try to binge it in one day, so that's why you guys might see me in like the same outfit, but like different videos. Just enjoy it, okay? Sag, show me Sag for this new moon. Okay, one wanted to come out already. 3 of Cups. Okay, highlighting friends at this time. Maybe people are feeling more social with the season change. Show me Sag for this new moon in Taurus. Empress, there you are. Oh, wait, no. Taurus energy, but not Sag. Okay, Sag, you're in your Empress energy, so definitely highlighting a good time for Taurus season for you. That's great. I love that for you. You are sitting in divine feminine energy, so, you know, it's not gender specific, but you might be a feminine. Ooh, and there's someone that's like attracted to you and coming towards you, Sag. Now, all right, that's what I was seeing. 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the Magician. So, Sag, I feel like what this new moon is highlighting for you is that you are seeing your self-worth more. You're having more confidence, and I'm hearing... I'm like thinking of a specific Sag while I'm channeling, not taking that shit anymore. So I don't know if like you had a bad friend group or something, but it looks like you took yourself out of a situation, an equation, a group. And I feel like there could have been like bowling. There could have been like, I don't know, talking bad behind people's backs, something like that. Something where it really affected your self-esteem. And it could have like always been like that for you. Now, I know we're on Sag, but Taurus energy is very much being highlighted for you, Sagittarius, with the Empress energy. You might want to look at your Taurus placements and see what's going on there, because I think this is going to be a very creative and abundant time for you. Now, I think you're in the space where you're healing something. This could be heartbreak, but could also be health specifically, where you're really nurturing and taking care of your body. And gosh, it just looks beautiful on you, Sagittarius. Keep doing it. This might even leak into like creative projects where as you're taking care of your body, you're healing your emotional space, and it's like shining in your art and your projects. And it's almost like creating like this alchemy. It looks so good. It looks so good. What a great reading, Sag. Okay, moving along. 5804 for Pisces. Man, I love this new moon. Like, I'm telling you guys, I usually don't love new moons. I don't. And I like full moons just for, like, full moon pictures and, you know, it being illuminated in the dark and it's so beautiful and mysterious. Love her. But I would say as far as like full moon energy, I try not to go to the grocery store. I try not to go out at a certain time so I'm not stuck in traffic. I'm very suspicious of full moons personally, and people act crazy during full moons. And there's like some kind of evidence out there that would prove that to be true. I have a friend whose mom works at the psych ward in Washington, and she swears that her patients are just like heightened in sensitivity and they kind of freak out during full moons. I'm like, yeah, man, I feel you, because it's, I mean, think of it. They say the moon pulls on the waves, which is water and our emotions, and how much of the human body is filled up with water, also pulling on our emotions. And like, I don't know, the people that like don't believe in anything higher than themselves, it just blows my mind. Like, how can you look at the universe and the planets and not believe that that affects us? It's just sitting there in the sky, chilling. Like there's got to be a reason, right? I don't know. I say question everything, but and it's funny that I'm like talking about this on Pisces, isn't it? Like this is Pisces energy. Show me, Pisces, what's going on for you for this new moon in Taurus. What did I rambled for like a good 2 minutes, Pisces. Show me, Pisces. Judgment. The Empress. Knight of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Knight of Cups. Star. Interesting. It's like we're getting a lot of repeating cards, but like very, very different specific messages and storylines. Pisces, I feel like you're trying to heal things maybe with your mom. There's also something here about third-party energy. And I feel like that's very specific. So it doesn't have to be like romantic third party. This could be like an influence from another mother figure. Say you're a blended family. Say your partner does not have good boundaries with their baby's mom or even their own mother. Or maybe you need to put boundaries around your mother. There's something like that going on. I think you're definitely learning how to express what that is in a more healthy and mature way instead of getting heated. Definitely watch out for impulsive emotions at this time around the new moon, Pisces. I mean, more so for you because you're a water sign, so water signs, watch out. It's always more heightened for you. You feel all the things, especially Pisces, because you hold the collective burden. So, yeah, like I feel like Pisces, you can be cutting with your words, man. Like there's someone, it might be an Aries. If it's not an Aries, it might be a Taurus. There might be people around you that don't love the way that you express your emotions. But I do feel like there is a mirroring aspect where there is some projection going on both sides. And judgment is being called here to highlight whatever this is. So this is definitely going on in like the family and the home space somewhere under like your roof or where you grew up in. And although I don't love this energy for you, Pisces, it is pretty necessary for you to heal. It's like an abandonment thing where I feel like you're constantly trying to prove your point on something, and I think you just need to let go and find out the people that do suit you and find your circle, because I do think there's actually someone here that's part of your soul family member tribe. And I think the feeling that you get around this person is that you feel free to express. You feel abundant. Man, I can't keep going or else I'm just gonna like never finish. I keep getting like a bunch of messages, but I feel like there's also like a talent that you held back that you've had since you were a kid because you never had the confidence to express it in like your family sphere, or they never supported you on those endeavors, and so therefore you never felt like it was worth it. So other than that, Pisces, you're sitting in a pretty good energy. I just think that you might be having a lot of realizations about love, connections, triangulation, third parties. 333 is definitely being highlighted, but that also means it's a very creative time for you. Just watch your emotions. And that's what I got for you, Pisces. 6330. Okay. Scorpio. What is going on? You guys are having a full-blown whoa. How long were you guys talking? Try working in a nursing home on a full moon. Yeah. Lunacy. Luna comes from lunacy. Ancient. Oh, yeah. Good point, Heather. Yeah, Brandon Bailey. Been there. And doesn't lunacy come from Luna? Which way is it? Oh, I bet Brandon. I'll bet we're calling her Luna, then came with the term lunacy. That's my horse. You have a horse. You guys! Well, that sounds fun. I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. I was like, I think I got halfway through the thread, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Show me Scorpio for this new moon in Taurus. Show me Scorpio. The Star. The King of Swords. The Moon. The Eight of Wands. The Ace of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Swords. More repeating cards. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. Okay, Scorpio. So there's something that you feel very passionate about. It could be what's going on with the world at large. Like you feel very protective of women and children specifically, and you're looking at like ways that you can contribute resources. I feel like you're having like a spiritual call and getting like financially ready to put yourself in a position. I don't know if like you're looking at being self-employed, working for yourself, owning a business, but I feel like you definitely could if you're not. I feel like you're searching and you're getting the information. King of Swords here, and it's accurate. I feel like, Scorpio, enough searching, it's time for action. I think you're really going to be feeling that and looking at how to invest in whatever this is. I'm getting like nonprofits, supporting other creatives and artists. Amazing energy, Scorpio. There's also something here about where you might feel like a little overburdened with your own emotions and your healing journey, and you're wondering like, maybe you don't like look at yourself as the Queen of Pentacles. This is really about like owning your own position and your power and like valuing yourself and what you bring to the table to the collective. For sure. This is kind of a theme in the collective, but if you're feeling called to travel, it's a spiritual call because you're supposed to meet someone. So take note of what inspires you when you are moving around. Say like you're checking out like a new gig or a concert, or it feels something creative where it's like upbeat and you're having fun, but you're also traveling. You're going to meet someone in that sphere that's going to contribute to whatever this is and is part of your transformation process. And I also feel like you might be healing beliefs. It could be medical, it could be political, but it's definitely something factual. And this could be, you might even be searching for, like, it's not necessarily a mentor, but it is like a specific leader that has like some kind of certification or qualifications that could help you with whatever this is. It could be an Aquarius, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be a Pisces. I do see a lot of women in your sphere that would help you on whatever this journey is. This probably more than likely will be like a collaborative effort, so you're definitely not going to be alone here, Scorpio. Okay, Cancer, 6817. And we're like basically, just a little over an hour, and I like that. Because now it's almost dinner time. I prefer to do my live readings when there's sunlight out still, personally. Now, if we were doing this in Washington in the winter at 4:20, it would probably be dark already. That was not a fun time for me. Thank you, Heather. We can't whisper. Must find food. Gotta replenish. Good seeing you all. Oh, yeah. Have a good meal, Heather. It was good seeing you. Love you so much. And thank you for the support. Show me Cancer for this new moon in Taurus. What can they expect? Show me Cancer for this new moon in Taurus. I'm still laughing over the comment of someone thinking that sound was someone's dog. And also, how can you hear that? Because the mic is supposed to mute background noise, or at least I thought that's what it's supposed to do. King of Cups, there's you, Cancer, technically. Okay, definitely seeing an astrological theme in your cards, Cancer, just from shuffling. Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, Judgment, the Tower, the Ace of Wands. Okay, Cancer. So this new moon, what it's really highlighting for you is balancing out your personal emotional fulfillment and autonomy and independence. And as a Cancer, you tend to be empathetic, which means you soak up other people's energies and emotions. So you might not even realize this about yourself. You might be a male Cancer, PS. And I think it's really prevented you from going after something that you want. This could be like a big purchase. I don't know what it is, but it would represent something long-term, financial, tangible. Ace of Pentacles, Pentacle energy. And you might get backlash on it. I'm not going to lie. But I feel like, who cares? Like, you're deserving, you're capable, you can afford whatever this is. I don't know, like, if you're thinking of purchasing a home, a vacation home, an Airbnb, moving, but someone's got an opinion of something that you want to get done and do or invest in, something like that. This could be a family member, doesn't have to be, or someone that you feel like is family. There could be conflicts with a child. Maybe it's how you raise your child, like you might be having conflicts with another parent or something like that. And you might be feeling a little sensitive at this time too, Cancer. It's highlighting something. It's highlighting something that happened in your teenage years. And what is this? That's a very specific message. It's highlighting something where you get confused about what someone wants, and then you see them take action and you're confused about the intention of their action. I don't know what that is. Like, you might be perceiving what someone is doing. No, that doesn't make sense either. I'm sorry, Cancer. What? Okay, yeah, let's not even focus on the other person. What I do know about what's going on with you is that you might have picked a partner or a person to be with for physical attraction and not so much emotional. But you thought the passion was happiness and emotional fulfillment. But it is not. And it apparently, this is being highlighted during this Taurus new moon of something that you've experienced and has been a wound since your teenage years. So look back to when you were dating and your relationships and connections from anywhere from like, do people date when they're 13? I don't know. 13 to like late 20s. What happened there? Because although someone is attractive and sexy, gives you a lot of attention, and I feel like you love that, Cancer. You love when this person showers you with attention. But there's also something here where you don't, I don't know, there's like an imbalance of the energy where this person does not feel emotionally fulfilled by you. And maybe that's not even your fault, but you're looking at it and you're not sure how to emotionally fulfill this person. But you know that they do it for you, right? I'm already thinking of like a couple people I know that they could relate to on this, but it's like, man, you really do have love for this person, and I think they do for you too. It's just, I don't know, there's too much confusion. of like, what is love? I think you're really questioning those things. What is love? What is relationship? Just because you love someone doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship. I definitely can relate to that as an Aquarius. As an Aquarius, I can love you over the moon. Like, I would throw myself in front of a bus for you. But I can also love you from far, far away because I don't want to throw myself in front of a bus to prove my love to you because I realize that you probably won't do the same for me. That's Aquarius energy. Any Aquariuses here? Because I'm saying, right? Hey, Brandon, I only heard it once. I might have missed that. But take what resonates. I guess we're done, you guys. Let me know in the comments what resonates for you. It might take me a second to put up timestamps because now I'm getting hungry. But I am going through a list of things that I want to film. No idea on the timeline. I'm just kind of going with my creative flow and having fun with it. And that's all that really matters, right? Gotta bring the good frequency, right? But I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Definitely a lot of grounding. Remember, Taurus season, pentacle energy, right? That means grounded, tangible, time, money, value, self-worth. Take a bath. Put your feet on the grass. Do a yoga meditation at the park. Those kind of vibes. Aromatherapy. I definitely have a lot of those. What else is Taurus energy? Cook a good meal. Food, taste, that's Taurus energy. Anything sensual, you guys. Definitely do the taste test of life. That's usually how I like to experience May, and it's also Mother's Day, and my son is turning 16, you guys. My baby. Wish my baby a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Kai. But until next time, you guys, thank you for joining. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you need a personal reading, go check out my links. And I'm not even going to go through the options because that gets really old, right? You guys see, I only have like a few options. And then everything else is kind of a promo. If you like those things, go follow me on Instagram if you have an Instagram. And you can find cheaper options for you. But you guys take care. I'll see ya. Bye.